You know, it was surprising to me when I saw hair transplanting being performed that people really weren't, they were kind of looking past the fact that hair grew in these natural occurring groups. People treated the donor strip as just a mass of hair. And it seems so obvious now, but 10 years ago or 11 years ago, no one was considering to use these little tiny groups as these naturally occurring bundles of hair. And we started doing the procedure this way, and it obviously was much better. You were able to keep the grafts very small. They had a much higher hair content. And they were able to, most importantly, fit into very small recipient wounds or very small sites. And that's a very, very significant thing, because when the sites are small, you can use thousands of them and without injuring the scalp. And so that really moved the transplantation from these multiple small procedures to these large sessions where someone's restoration can be finished in just 1 or 2 sessions. But nothing was written about this. And so it wasn't only using the units, but using them in a way that was consistent with long-term planning. So we published a series of papers, not only describing the technique, but describing how the patient could be evaluated, how we could figure out how much donor hair we needed. One of the things that's very interesting is follicular units occur at a very even spacing in the scalp. So the people who have high density have more hairs per follicular unit. The follicular units are not closer together. So people with high density and low density have approximately the same amount of follicular units per area, so that they'll have the same amount of grafts in a given area, which makes it very easy to calculate out how much tissue you need for a specific size hair transplant session. The difference is that people with high density will have more hairs per graft, so each follicular unit will have more value. So all of these things needed to be described, and we wrote a series of papers that really set the framework for this new field.